just a poor boy, though my story is seldom told. I have squandered my resistance for a pocket full of mumbles.
What is going down, world? Welcome to the 40s. I go by the name Black Pegasus, and today I got a very special guest, a fan favorite, the one and only Mr. Biscuit. Welcome back.
What's goody?
How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm happy to be here. I'm healthy.
That's all you can ask for.
Know what I mean?
Health and a little bit of time.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Got a couple years left in me.
Shot about, damn, a couple. Oh, shit, son. Hold on, man. We about to do 800 reactions today. Anyway, so we were talking before this. I was like, how familiar are you with Simon Garfunkel? You said your wife and your mom love Simon and Garfunkel.
That's kind of the first way my mom and my wife connected.
Oh,
Because I was
really?
like, what a crazy bridge. Like, I wasn't super into it, but I just remember as a child hearing Simon and Garfunkel all the time. And then when I met my wife, she would play it. And I was like, oh, yeah, my mom and they instantly connected over Simon and Garfunkel.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And so what have you heard? Do you know? Because I asked you if you've heard The Boxer, and I played a little of the intro, and you're like, I haven't heard this.
Yeah, I think there's like a
Bridge Over Troubled Water is crazy. And then
I think Simon and Garfunkel did Hello Darkness, My Old Friend.
That's them.
And Simon and Garfunkel, Diamonds on the Soles of Her Shoes. Fire song.
Oh, that's Paul Simon solo.
Okay, yeah, Paul Simon solo. So more so Paul Simon solo than Simon and
okay.
Garfunkel.
Have you heard Bridge Over Troubled Water?
I don't know. Well, like a bridge over troubled water. That one? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, we're going to put you in front of something you haven't heard.
Right.
Boxer. If you guys are here for a first-time reaction, like, share, comment, subscribe, and welcome back to the channel.
They tease him a lot, black peas on the spot. Welcome back, 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 welcome back. 40.
All right, I got the logo down, and I'm pulling the video up. Don't forget to support the original content on the channel. If you want to check out our other channels, I have a commentary channel, Pegasus vs. the World. However, because of all the comments on these videos with me and Mr. Biscuit, everyone's like, Biscuit, start a channel, I'll follow you. He started a channel, Mr. Biscuit Speaks. So I'll tag him in the title. Go check him out and rock. Anyways, let's do this. All my music and music reactions happen on this channel. If you want access to the reactions early, there's a link in the description. Gives you early access through our membership. I update it every day, and there's a big catalog of reactions that haven't been released to the public yet, so you can have some fun with it. Regardless, thank you guys for your support. Huge shout out to all the members, and let's get this one going. We are listening to this from Simon and Garfunkel's official YouTube channel, so make sure you go over there and listen to this without us, because what we're doing isn't a substitute. We're not redistributing the music. We're definitely going to pause, talk, make some commentary. So go listen to it in the form it was intended to be listened to. And hey, welcome to the reaction. All right, you ready, man?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. This is Simon and Garfunkel, The Boxer.
I am just a poor boy, though my story is seldom told. I have squandered my resistance for a pocket full of mumbles. Such are promises. All lies and jest, still a man hears what he wants to hear and disregards the rest. When I left my home and my family, I was no more than a boy in the company of
That kinda hits.
strangers in the quiet of the railway station, running scared. Laying low, seeking out the poorer quarters where the ragged people go, looking for the places only they would know. Bye-la-la.
You know, we talk a lot about like iconic sounds. I feel like I could recognize Simon and Garfunkel singing anywhere. So even though I've never heard this song before, it's like, man, they just have such a unique harmony that's so, you know what I'm saying? It's just their signature is their sound, kind of. You know what I mean?
Facts. And this is in a day and age where a lot of people have the same signature sound.
Right.
What
And
do
one of the things that's kind of haunting about Simon and Garfunkel is like, even when, you know, we were talking before about, you know, one of their, you know, a famous song, Sounds of Silence,
Mhm.
that it's like the way that they sing that song, it just sounds so light and beautiful because of their voices, but the message is still deep,
Yeah.
you know, so they can get that haunting element without
Yeah, it's like
necessarily.
eerie. But
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah, this is facts.
Looking for the places only they would know. La la la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Asking only workman's wages, I come looking for a job, but I get no offers. Just to come on from the wars on 7th Avenue. I do declare there were times when I was so lonesome I took some comfort there. La 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 la.
Hey, do you feel like there's more of a lesson in Simon and Garfunkel music than there was when Simon separated and did his own solo thing? Because I know a lot of Paul Simon music, and it's really fun. And you know, there's depth there too. But whenever I'm interacting like seriously with Simon and Garfunkel music, it's like a very deep, transcendent kind of message and lesson. And
Yeah, I think as a person who's created art or music, let's say, I just think you're getting a different interpretation of him. You know, because like there's so many things that go into creating art, like the timing, like was he a father when he started making it? What, like, you know, was he a playboy? What, you know, I'm not saying him, but you know, there's just so many elements to our personality.
right.
And the concept of art imitates life, life imitates art. They might have just been, like I talked about earlier when we were listening to Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin. As a writer, there are moments that are magical where it just feels like you're channeling.
Yeah.
And you're just like, how am I writing this? You know, and I think they had something special together. And I think, you know, Paul Simon had something special on his own that
Right.
just looked different. So. This is so far.
And I'm laying out my winter clothes and wishing I was gone, going home, where the New York City winters are bleeding me, leading me, going home. In the clearing stands a boxer and a fighter by his trade, and he carries the reminders of every glove that laid him down or cut him till he cried out in his anger and his shame, I am leaving, but the fighter still remains. Lie, la, lie. Lie, la, 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 lie, la, lie. Lie, la, lie. Lie, la, 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 lie, la, lie, la, 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 lie. Lie, la, 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 lie, la, lie. Lie, la, lie. Lie, la, 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 lie, la, lie, la, 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 lie. Lie, la, 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 lie.
Wow. I'm gonna really have to like interact with the lyrics to that because like sometimes you can just get so lost in the sound.
The music.
Right. You know, are you familiar with it's the Paul Simon song, "If You Be My Bodyguard, I Will Be Your Long Lost Pal.
No, I don't think so.
I will call
I'm
you
just
Betty.
I'm
and
just
Betty,
getting
when
into
you
Paul
call
Simon
me,
on
you
this
will-"
channel. I just did the diamond shoe joint. I did
Diamonds on the soles of her shoes.
yeah, and then
Ooh, wah, ooh, wah.
at the park with Julio. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah.
See, I never heard this Marquise in the video. It's
yeah,
crazy.
buddy.
Yeah. So
But yeah.
So what you're talking about, there were all these layers to the music, and I could be tripping, but I think there was a moment in the song that actually there's a defining moment in the lyrics because the music was so intricate with the different instruments and how they made it all work together and just feel in that la la la. The whole song revolves around the very last lyric. I'm leaving, but the fighter still remains. You know, they're telling this story and they're doing all these different things. And I don't think I got this in the first time I reacted because I've reacted to this on the channel, The Boxer. And maybe I got a little caught up in the Boxer, you know, the Cinderella Man type of story telling. But there's something really deep. And I felt like in those lyrics, I'm leaving, but the fighter still remains. There's something, the whole song is hung up on this concept. I'm leaving, but the fighter still remains. Yeah, that's, you know, re-listening to that and me being able to focus in on the lyrics a little bit more than the music from my first time reaction. I'm just like, these dudes are beasts.
Yeah.
It's crazy what they do. And it's funny because I never expected myself from where I came from, listening to rap music and hip hop, to be like, yo, throw on this folk record.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Those were actually genres I would clown.
Yeah.
Was specifically folk, country, and polka.
Interesting.
And then I just did a reaction to Weird Al Polka Face.
Weird Al makes his return.
Anyways, that's fire. Anyways, it's good to let you hear something that you ain't heard before.
Yeah.
Considering that you're somewhat familiar. It sounds like you're more familiar with Paul Simon than their body of work together.
Yeah.
If you guys want him to check some stuff out on his channel, you know, tap it in the comments over here, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Thank you for being some man. 40 years down the road, back again.